Yo, what's up, man? It's your man Cash. I'm here with Black Creative and my man Alfred Banks. He's about to perform here in my hometown, Jackson, Mississippi. How you feeling tonight, man?
Tonight is really cool. Good energy. Jackson's one of my favorite cities to come to, man. So it's always love, and I'm very excited for sure.
Oh yeah, man. We're excited to have you down here. You know, like I said, we're with Black Creative, and I'm gonna be digging deep into his mind right before the show. As you can hear, we are at sound check, so there is music playing in the background, but we're gonna knock it out.
If I see my goals are close and I can reach and grab it. One thing to dream about it, another to really have it. To share with all the people that matter.
Everybody's kind of been just dogging me about your style, man. They like, you gotta ask him about his style. You gotta ask him where his influences come from. When you walked in, I peeped the pants, baked pants, man. You can't tell him nothing, man. What's your influences on style? Like, where does the style come from?
You know, for me, I kind of came in I want to say the style part of my music, or just my whole aesthetic, kind of came in around like 2008. There was that wave of like hipster rap that kind of hit the blogs like from 07 to like 2000, I'll say 11. It was very influential on my life. Some of my favorite rappers came out through that time frame. Like, you know, saying Currency, Wale, Mickey Fax, like all those guys. And so I was seeing that those cats were forward thinking with the fashion, because around that time, that was when if you didn't have a 6X t-shirt, you wasn't lit, you know what I mean? So these cats are wearing like bright colored stuff and skinny jeans before it was really cool, and that stuff stuck with me, you know what I'm saying? Patent leather kicks, loud kicks and stuff like that. And so obviously we've kind of moved past that and even evolved in some ways, but those type of ideals and that energy still inspires me to this day. So for me, man, you know, I wear a lot of indie brands, like, you know what I mean? I'm real big on like supporting brands that really like Sushi is a brand out of New Orleans that I rock with. Obviously I wear, you know what I'm saying, the bigger brands here or there. Usually, if I'm blessed to get it for free, I usually rock it. But when it comes to my bread, I usually spend it with brands who need it. I rock with like City Gear pretty tough, like Sushi. There's a store called Union Street Shop out in New Orleans that I rock with kind of tough. Black clothing out of St. Louis, which is really tight, and they got a couple of joints, man. So like, you know, that's kind of where my style comes from. I'm big. Sometimes I'm real big on the like, you know, I'm trying to like shut down the room, and sometimes I'm just on some cool stuff. Like whatever I'm feeling is kind of what I wear.
That's dope. I kind of feel the same way. I rock a little bit of here and there.
Of course.
So one of my favorite spots, I went to Carnell, and I actually got to peep out the spot on Carnell. Fabulous was in that joint. It's right by the Hard Rock.
Live.
Yeah, Live.
Yeah,
man,
they got some joints, man.
Too crazy.
I actually got this belt out of there, the Squad 3 joint. So shouts to them, they show love.
Shout out to Live. I wanted to dive into your sneaker. I peeped your Instagram, and there's nothing but sneakers, bro. Like, you got sneakers I thought I was a sneakerhead. You got sneakers I've never seen.
No doubt.
So where did your inspiration, like, what's your favorite kind of sneakers? What brand kind of pulled you in with sneakers?
Lately, man, well, brand, I can't really answer brand. I'll just say that for me personally, sneakers, that's just a part of hip hop culture. And for me, you know, growing up, I tell a story on the song I got called Kicks, where my dad, you know, I won't say he wasn't in my life, but he wasn't as apparent in my life as I would have liked him to be. But one thing he did do was buy me a pair of Jordan 8s, and they were the ice blue colorway. It's a woman's colorway. And my mama was, you know, I was already getting picked on a lot in school, so she was like, yo, you're not about, no, they were the 13s, I'm sorry, the white and light blue colorway. But she was like, you know, she, you know, didn't want me to get picked on anymore, so she made me return the shoes. And I was like, yo, when I get money, I'll never have this feeling again, because I felt so bad, you know what I mean? I really wanted to keep those kicks, and I couldn't. So when I grew up, I was like, yo, when I get this money, or when I start stacking my own bread, I'm gonna buy whatever I want, whenever I want. And that's kind of where my love came from, you know what I mean? Lately, I've been more on the laid back kind of tip. I don't really do the really loud stuff like I used to. Like, I still have a couple pair. My grails are the Nike Terminator Swagger collab. I remember seeing Lupe Fiasco with those in 2008 in XXL magazine. And I remember when I first met Mickey Fax, he came down to New Orleans. He was on tour with NERD, and he had them on. It's the mismatch. One shoe was chocolate and one shoe was mint. And I just thought it was the flyest thing ever. And I guess it was 2010 when I met him, so about 8 years later, I was able to afford to get those shoes, which was a real big moment for me. So that's kind of like that's my shoe, like the Nike Terminator, the Swagger colorway. Like, look them up if you haven't seen them. They're really dope. It's my favorite pair. So.
That's what's up, man. I got a similar jump into the sneaker gang, except I started buying shoes when I could afford them as well. However, before I could afford them, moms wasn't going for that.
Not at all. Not at all, man.
So that's kind of how I got into it as well. So that's dope. That's dope to hear that. So something else I've been peeping out is that you got your LLC, Underdog Central Media.
Indeed.
What made you start that, and what kind of stuff are y'all into?
Well, Underdog Central is the place where the overlooked go to hone their skills, to come back and become the admired. So it's like a life mantra I live by. So it's not really a record label, or, it is I guess a company at this point, but it's more, when I was coming up, man, I got picked on a lot. You know what I'm saying? I was an underdog. I was a cat that always had to. I was the guy that no matter how successful I was, people always told me to stay humble. Mm-hmm. No, you can't celebrate your success. Stay humble. And so I always felt like the underdog, you know what I mean? And so Underdog Central is kind of more like a mental space that you go to, and you kind of want to perfect what you do. When I first came out, I was a little rough around the edges, you know what I mean, to say the least. And I kind of went back and perfected what I do. And came back out, and now I feel like one of the top guys. And so that's kind of what Underdog Central is all about. I do work with like one artist, my man K the Beast, but I'm not gonna say he's my artist because I hate that verbiage. That really gets on my nerves. He's a rapper out of New Orleans that I really rock with his vibe, But yeah, I was able to shout out to my management, Miss Citizen. Tavia, she was instrumental in me getting my LLC. She was just like, yo, you're getting money, you don't want to end up like Wesley Snipes, so we should, legalize everything and make sure everything's accounted for. So that's kind of.
The question I really wanted to touch on is you speak a lot towards your brother in the past. I'm sorry about that.
For sure.
I just really wanted to pick your brain on how you feel toward, like, any advice you give towards people suffering from mental illness.
I've been doing a lot like lately. For people who follow me on Facebook, I kind of made I want to say an announcement, but I admitted my issues. I'm manic bipolar, and being a black person, mental health isn't really something we dive into. Do drugs, drink as much as you can, and pray it away. That's like our solutions, and that's not the case. It's not the best way to go about it. My advice would be, if you truly feel like you have an issue, please go get help, and don't be afraid to. The coolest thing you could possibly do for yourself is to, practice like mental health and like making sure your mental state is taken care of. That's like the most lit thing you could possibly do, because mental health is just as important as physical health. Right now, especially in these days and times, we have a lot of things, creating anxiety. Every day we look into the news, somebody's getting shot. Trump is saying something crazy, like, somebody's cursing us out, calling the cops on us, or whatever the case. But whether you're black, white, orange, or purple, go get help. That's what I was able to do. My girlfriend, she really just went out and got me some help, and it really helped me to further, prolong my life, as well as help me deal with some of the things that are called triggers, the things that like set you off and put you off on a bad path. So go get help. Don't be afraid to reach out, man. Somebody, if you see somebody that's going through some issues, talk to them. You know what I mean? Don't put all the focus on them, because that can create anxiety as well. But let them know, yo, if you need anything, let me know. I've had people reach out to me over the years, and it has helped. Like my man Marcel P. Black, he's my OG, he's my big bro, and I go through a lot behind the scenes that I don't publicize, and he helps me with those things. And so, him, my best friend Chris, and just talk to people, like have conversations, and go get some help, man. Don't be afraid to,
I appreciate that you said that, man, because you're right. It is on all of us to kind of reach out to each other.
Of course, man.
Yeah, that's deep right there. That's dope. I see you rocking Vans, man.
Indeed.
I want to jump back to the sneaker tip a little bit, because I know about the partnership with City Gear, and you mentioned Union Street, but word on the streets is you got something coming up with Vans.
Indeed. So they're having a competition right now. It's called Share the Stage. I won't go crazy with it. Here's the story. So my homeboy Mickey Fax, he opened for Tribe Called Quest, and Tribe Called Quest did a collab with Vans. I followed the House of Vans account. They did something saying, yo, if you're in the Southern California area, if you're from the Southern California area, we have a showcase. Would you like to perform? Send us your press kit. If we like it, you can perform. I said, yeah, I'm from the Southern California area. And so I sent them my press kit, and they accepted me. And I took a chance on myself. Shouts to Tavia. She helped me get my flight, helped me get my hotel, and flew out there, and I did the show. They liked me. They were like, yo, where are you from in Cali? I was like, nah, I'm from New Orleans, like mug. I lied. And they're like, wow, we really, we appreciate that effort, man. Like, I just really believe I could do it. And my performance was good enough to be one of the top 10 finalists of this competition. And so with that, they gave me a very big gift card, and I was able to go to Vans and just kind of ball out, which was really cool. So I'm very excited about that. So shouts to Vans, man. And if I win, I get to open for Schoolboy Q in Chicago, which would be super cool. So, I was blessed. I took a chance on myself. I spent about $800 getting out there that I didn't have, and luckily it came back and didn't bite me in the butt. You know what I'm saying? So shouts to them for the opportunity, and let's, hope I win.
You hear that, folks? You saying you want it?
Yeah, you just got to spend $1,000, baby.
Nah, but seriously, my man went out, spent $800 for a competition he didn't even qualify for.
Yeah, man, I lied.
We just gotta reach, man.
But at the end of the day, I believed in myself, and shouts to my management, they believe in me as well, and for them to take that chance on me, it means the world. And I went there, and 15 minutes set, I rocked in front of like 30 people, but they were all like Vans execs and stuff. And the cool part is Schoolboy Q picks the winner. So if he likes my set, he'll pick me, and then I'll open and I'll meet him in the chop game and stuff like that. So that's really cool. Just like.
All right. Well, any upcoming projects? What you got coming out soon?
Well, we just dropped the project. Actually, this show is the release party for my latest project, The Mere Exposure Effect, which is doing really well right now. I think we crossed over 8,000 total streams on Spotify, which is kind of cool. So yeah, it's really dope, man. And I feel like Jackson was one of the cities to have a release party in, because I do have people here that rock with me kind of tough, So we're doing that. The Mere Exposure, we pushing that right now. This coming, I don't want to date this, but in a couple of days, we're going to be dropping the video for the first single, Arrival, which is I'm very excited about. And after that, I'm doing another project with my man Caesar. If anybody heard my album, The Beautiful, they know Caesar. He produced the whole record. So I'm doing another. I actually just finished that project last night with him, so that's really cool. I even got him rapping on it, which is very exciting. He can rap really well. He actually raps better than me. So it's good for the world to kind of finally hear him rhyme. I got another project I'm working on with my man DJ EF Cutting, who's a Jet Life affiliate. He produced the whole project. I'm doing a lot of EPs right now. So that's kind of the wave right now. So I got about like maybe 2-3 more projects before the year is out. Maybe 2 more realistic before the year is out. Maybe the next one top of the year. So I kind of got into this vibe of like, yo, I'm just gonna put out music, because I'll put out an album and I'll put nothing out for like 3 years. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of don't want to do that wave anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of want to keep the music coming, and because the people are vibing with it right now, and that's just kind of where we at with it.
I'm glad you mentioned Jet Life. I really wanted to ask, what's it like having a jet life in your city? You know what I'm saying? We're coming from Jackson, Mississippi, so we don't have a jet life.
No doubt.
What's it like having a currency, that kind of situation going on in your city? Cash, money, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's funny, man. I'm not really too close to the camp. All I can answer is from the outside looking in. But I will say it is incredible to have, like the city, New Orleans, like what we got? We got 3D Not T, we got Spitter. We got, obviously you got your, your Cash Money and your No Limit, but all these guys, like we have like 4 or 5 guys, like Pell, we got myself, you got my man D-Day, he's doing this thing, you got Chasing Cash, you got all these guys, and they're all inspirations to me in some regard. Whatever they do, they get money, and you can't be mad at that. So shout out to Spitter, though. I feel like he's the bigger of them all, and he's getting to the money. He has a diehard fan base, and that's all you can really ask for. And his successes, he came out in that blogger wave, and some of those rappers didn't make it past that, but he obviously made it past and then some. So it is cool to have that type of inspiration in the city. My only really, I've only met Spitter maybe one time, and I guess this is flexing, but like I was with the Jet Lounge joint. I was in VIP with him. And I don't smoke, so I felt like super like out of place. Those cats can chief up a storm, man, for sure. But I don't maybe hanging out with him was cool. He dabbed me off, he showed love, and that's pretty much the extent of it, And I have mutual friends and stuff, but for the most part, I've never really met him like on some one-on-one, like real type, But he's an inspiration. He's getting to this money, man. You can't really be mad at that.
At all. Man, I think we're pretty much gonna wrap it up here. If you want to let them know where they can follow you at.
Don't follow me. I'm just kidding. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram at Underdog Central. Facebook.com/Underdog Central. UnderdogCentral.com is the website. Just Google Alfred Banks. Some cool stuff will come up, and just keep in touch, man. We're always doing something, so it's really cool to have more people jump on board. So
once again, it's your man Cash. We're with my man Alfred Banks. It's been great. Go check out the show, and this is Black Creative, and we out.
I try to show that I'm the greatest alive, they didn't know it. So I swallowed my pride and went and told them. They saw the look in my eyes that I was focused. And that's the reason why I know where I'm going. My people excited, we looking at the future. We ain't nearsighted. Underdog Central, you need to recite it. And if